Hi, this is Cindy Cochran. Welcome to the archives of the Cindy Cochran Show. Remember, I'm live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11, right here on irlonestar.com. You can be a part of the show by calling 936-647-3776. Also, please visit my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show. And let me say a special thanks to our show sponsors, BK Meyer Photography. If you would like to be a sponsor of The Cindy Cochran Show, contact me at cindy@irlonestar.com. Enjoy! Good morning, everybody. It is Monday. I love Mondays. It's the start of a brand new week, and I'm going to be brand new, and I'm going to be better this week. I just feel it. I just feel that happening. And I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope that you were able to make it to church or find a church, or because you know your mama wants you in church. So I hope you guys had a great experience. And I got to see 2 movies this weekend. Wasn't planning on, but I got to see 2 movies. And one was Creed. I saw that on Saturday night during the storm. And we left 30 minutes after the tornado hit because I was late getting myself ready. But if we left on time, we would have been right there as it came down 45. Did you see the video of the tornado? Bob Berry, who is our guest, Lieutenant Bob Berry?
No, I didn't see it. I did hear about it, and one of the things that really upset me about that was that there was some damage to the fish pond.
Really?
Yes, my favorite restaurant.
The fish pond.
The fish pond. It's just north of Shepherd Hill Road.
Yeah. Is it in New Waverly, or is it?
No, it's closer
before.
To Willis. Yeah,
it is. Okay. Yeah. Oh dear, I hate to hear that for sure.
I want that to hurry up and get fixed.
Get fixed real quick.
That's right.
Man, I have never seen up close live of damage from a tornado that big. And Mueller, the steel company, Mueller,
right?
Everything was ripped off the front of it. Half of it was ripped off, and the steel girders that are underneath there were just bent like they were melted or something. I had never seen anything like that. Good grief! Now that was right across the freeway from where we live.
And another monument there that's close to that to Mueller's is Borski's.
Well, that's true. You don't want. There's a lot of people that'd be put out of eating if Borski's went away.
More
like drinking. Yes, yeah. But there are probably a lot of people going like, first thing they want to know, like, well, is Borski's okay? Because I think there are a lot of men that go there to bond every night after work.
A lot of nights, yes.
Yes, and but anyway, that was really strange. I mean, you always hear the warnings and all that, but that's not going to happen. A tornado's not going to drop down in Willis, no. But it was right there, man. And when I saw the video of it, it was like, oh, I'm so glad we were on our way to a cocktail party. Now, I am not a cocktail party person. I don't have clothes for it. I don't have the desire for it. I just don't, I don't drink. And so you stand around and talk to people who are on their way to being really well, drunk. And so, and you have to remind them the next day of what they said. But, and it was raining so bad. It was Saturday night. Raining. So Sam, we get on the freeway. I hadn't said a thing, I was like, because this is all his friends and this is his hunting buddies that are going to do this. And we're on the way, and it's raining, torrential raining. And he's saying, I could be talked out of this real easy. And I went, well, it's not going to be me to talk you out of it, because if I try and talk you out of it, then you'll say, see, we should have gone. It wasn't that bad. I don't know what you were talking about. But finally, we got past the Woodlands. He went, and then all the traffic backed up. They had blocked the exit to the Hardy Tollway. And so that was it. That's all he needed. And he went, okay, I'm out of here. And then he said, well, do you want to go to the show again? Because we had just gone the night before because we were going to go to this party tonight. And I went, yes, that would be great. So we went and saw Creed. And Creed was like, if you like boxing and that kind of stuff, it's okay. But Sylvester, oh, baby, Sylvester, please. That's it. Don't do anything else. Just don't do anything else. He overplayed. You know how he was in Rocky? It was Willie, do you not do know? And he was so slow about everything he did. Well, now he thinks, well, now I'm so old. Now I've really got to be even more slow and more of a dopey sounding guy. And so he was that. He still didn't give himself more than 3 sentences or 2 sentences to say, which was good. I was always, gave him kudos for knowing I can't say more than 2 sentences in a row without, really messing up. So that's all I'm going to do. But if you like that, and the kid that plays Creed, is looked like he knew what he was doing. But when you see fight scenes, you see boxing scenes, and if you know anything about it, doesn't it? I mean, it's so. I can even see like where the guy ducks and he's way over his head. Much when they're trying to choreograph those things. So I don't know I think maybe the best fight scene, or boxing scene, was Bull. What was Robert De Niro was in Raging Bull. The editing in that was good. But anyway, I'll tell you the movie to go see. Friday night we went and saw In the Heart of the Sea. That is amazing. Ron Howard did it. It's about Moby Dick, and I didn't want to go see it because of that. I wanted to go see it because Thor was the main character. Do you know who Thor is? I don't know this guy's real name, but it doesn't matter. It's just you just want to get to the part where his shirt comes off. It always happens in everything he does. The shirt has to come off. It's like Mark Wahlberg, and so he's really good at it. But it's so well done. It is really well done, and somebody's going to get some kind of Academy Award for it because it was a great film, and it was about how the guy that wrote Moby Dick went to a survivor of the Essex, the ship that went down. I think that was the name of the ship. But anyway, it was about that story that he then took and created Moby Dick from.
Melville.
Yes, Melville. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And he always he struggled and struggled. He knew he'd never be Hawthorne. And after he wrote this book, Hawthorne said, "This is an epic. This is epic, and that this is a great book." So it's like his life was complete. But it was so well done. Ron Howard outdid himself on this. I mean, Ron Howard has done some things I go like, ugh, but this was good. This was really good. So if you guys want to go see a good show, and you're like, yeah, I got something out of that. That's a good one to see. I'm
still holding out for Star Wars.
Do you know that in only 3 days, it's going to happen? Mm-hmm. Because it's going to start on Thursday. And in my post, I just really teased with this because I went to the manager and I said, "Tell me, when should I? What day do you think I'll be able to get in to see Star Wars?" He goes, "What day do you want to see it?" And I went, "Well, I'd love to see it opening day, but I know that's not possible." And he goes, "Who told you that?" And I said, "You've got tickets for the opening show?" And he goes, "Sure." And he's just like laughing, rolling his eyes, like, "Of course." And I went, "Well, everybody's going to be waiting." He goes, I know. I can't help what
There's one here in town that when they have shows like that, they actually do 3 or 4 different of the theaters.
Yeah, I think there'll be nothing else showing. It'll be every theater will be open to Star Wars. But he said sure. In fact, he had his little separate line that you go in the show and you can buy the Star Wars tickets. And so I'm like, oh shoot, I don't know, because I've been telling everybody, all the family and stuff, we can't see this until but I believe the press. I should know better that they hype that stuff up, and then it starts on Thursday, and their advertising, it starts Friday, but Thursday it's going to be on. You can go see it then. So I am really excited. The kids get out half day on Friday, so they get out early. But it is going to be just something. In fact, people are already saying the hype is going to kill it. The hype is too much. We've seen the trailers too many times. You get too excited about it, and then you go in, and it can't meet the expectation that you have driven it to because of all the media.
I've really tried to start with the very first and move on and get caught back up again. It's been so many years.
You've been binge watching?
Well, a little bit.
Yeah. Good.
But I tried to get to it to where I can remember what all took place and now how we got here.
Yeah.
And then see what it does with the new Star
What's
Wars.
so confusing, though, is the flashbacks that happen, and then, this is where it all started from, and then, why are we here, and that kind of thing.
That's what I'm saying. I need to go back
Yeah.
and get back to it so I can remember what.
When you always think, like, the last one he was going to do, this is it, no more, and he sells the franchise off or whatever he did, Lucas, that what's going to happen when they start trying to just bleed this thing and squeeze everything out of it that they can, from what angle are they going to come out? Now, Richard is like primo of expertise on Star Wars. You don't even get in a conversation unless, if you're trying to debate him about something, because he'll win. He's so knowledgeable about it. But he's going to take his nephews. Is it niece and nephews or just nephews that you're taking?
Nephews.
Okay. So I'm telling you, the Grand has tickets if you want to go earlier, that you can get in there, and they're not letting people camp out.
No, I just don't want to go any new release. I don't want to be there for 3 weeks.
Man, Richard, how can you stand it? Because people like me will talk about the shows and stuff, and
That's fine.
try not to do anything to spoil it.
I mean,
for
it's
you.
just a movie.
I think he's going to go in and.
Thank you, Richard, to bring us back to reality.
Comic-Con,
Like what?
Is it Comic-Con?
There's different ones like Comic-Palooza and then Comic-Cons and
Yeah, he's going to have his suit on.
He wants to go and nobody sees him dressed up like Princess Leia. Han Solo. I was listening to a radio station this morning, and they were talking about Han Solo and how he got that part. They were so wrong. I don't know where they got their information. Now, they weren't listening apparently to the Cindy Cochran Show when I told them, here's what Harrison Ford said himself about how it all went down, how it happened. And they were just like, matter of fact, like, yeah, he did this, and he was working on a set, and somebody spotted him and said that guy would be great for Han Solo. And that's not how it happened. So, that's why you need to listen to the Cindy Cochran Show to get the right answer.
That's right.
So anyway, he was. Were you here when I told the story about what he said, how it happened? Because it was one of the producers from American Graffiti that kind of talked him into going and reading with the people that are auditioning for this new show, this new movie that's coming out. And so he went like, okay, all right, I'll do it. And then he did that, and he was reading all this. So Lucas offers him the part, and he also had, he wanted to know how much it was going to cost. They were going to pay him, and it was only $1,000 a week, and that was extremely low for even him. He hadn't done that many movies. But so anyway, he decided to go ahead and take the part, and he was really glad that he did. And that's how he got it. So I just want to make sure.
Especially today. I bet they came out to him and he just goes, hey.
What could it be?
And that's why I said I think that's the issue I have with these big blockbuster movies, because they can just come to anybody and be like, we're going to give you $10 million if you're in this movie. Mm-hmm. And they don't have to care. They can just show up.
True.
And
True, yeah. Because he was a money guy and was a businessman. So he goes like, how much are you going to pay me? Not having any idea. Can you imagine that he goes back and thinks about him almost not taking that part? And that Al Pacino has said that it was offered to him and he turned it down.
Gross.
That doesn't even... Can you imagine him standing next to Chewbacca? No, he would look like... That's ridiculous. So it all works out the way it's supposed to work out. But boy...
I can't believe you don't talk about the Alec Guinness story. How he got signed on board. Like, he didn't think...
I don't know that story.
You knew who Alec Guinness is?
Oh, sure. Of course.
Yeah, he apparently, in the way they tell the stories, he didn't really have any faith in the project. He thought it was just some, like, spooky...
Fly-by-night,
yeah, just kind of like, whatever, this is something these nerds like, whatnot. So what he did, though, is he... through the negotiation, he got a percentage of the box office.
Oh, my word.
And then he also got a percentage of the sales afterwards.
I love
But it was
that.
only like 7% or some
but
lower number.
Not merchandising, just the sale of tickets.
But yeah, so like he didn't really get to pay full wage of being an actor, but he apparently made a lot more money after the second and third one came out because he was part of the project, not just the movie. He was part of the project. So
Yeah.
anything that Star Wars really did.
Well, that's always,
So-
you have...
Or if his image was used or anything like that.
You
so.
can only be brilliant in hindsight because you would have no idea that this is going.
Well, also you have actors. If you look at actors' timeline, like the greatest one right now would probably be Al Pacino, Nicolas Cage, and like Bruce Willis. The movies they're in, it's almost like it's their retirement. It's like the retirement age for actors where they don't care what movies they're in,
Right.
as long as they get paid a certain amount. And it's just like, and they just have a set script. Like I could probably call their production or their assistant or whatnot, and she would probably send me something immediately saying minimum $5,000 or $5 million or something like that,
Yeah.
just for X amount of minutes on set.
Right.
Like Liam Neeson, like he's just on all these movies that aren't fantastic, but they're not bad. Does that make sense to you? You notice that a lot of like saturating the market with these older actors, especially
Right.
like Michael Caine. Michael Caine is just in like the most random movies, but then like it's Michael Caine though. He's not playing any other character but Michael Caine, but it's almost like that is their retirement fund.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And they have to do it well enough to be wanted back again.
Well, it used to be a joke about Michael Caine because he was in everything, and this comedian said, I opened up my wedding pictures, and there he was. What is this about this guy? He's everywhere. But, Samuel L. Jackson is like that. We were watching the trailers, and it's just like a boom, a boom.
Well,
I mean, there he is.
There was an interview with The Rock, and also The Rock, and there was another guy who's really big. I'm trying to think, like a big, basically an entertainer kind of guy. But basically their mentality is they didn't really expect to make it big, and when they made it big, they go, I'm just going to ride this ride. Yeah. And anybody that comes with me with a certain amount of money, I'm going to do what I need to do.
Right.
And luckily The Rock has that power today because he can be really in any franchise, even if it's like the Tooth Fairy or something like that, and he can drive the franchise.
You ought to see what he's coming up with, what he's going to be next.
So,
it's just like Sam went. He just said, "Don't even ask me to go see this one." And he turned to me when the trailer came on. It's outrageous. I thought it was going to be like a new Twins, like when Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito did Twins. Mm-hmm. I thought this is what they were going to. It was a remake of that, but it's not. It would have been perfect. But anyway, so I hope that you guys will just go and see all the new ones that are coming out before, because what's going to happen Christmas Day is wild. Anyway, we'll be right back, and we're going to talk to Jimmy the C, and we're going to talk about the Houston Texans. Now, I don't know what happened after the half. I don't know what happened. So don't you guys mess it up for me. I want Jimmy to tell me what went on. Don't you. Okay, you're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids removed from their home because of abuse and neglect. And we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
Lone Star Internet Radio is now bringing you the weekly business hour show each Monday morning at 11 a.m. My name is Rick Schissler, and I will be your host. Each week we will be bringing you local, area, and national business news that you can use. The program will also feature an interview with a local or national business person who will share their own experiences, successes, and failures in operating their businesses. Our show is for anyone who already owns a business, whether they work solo or have employees, and for those who are thinking about starting their own businesses. A bit of information about myself. Again, my name is Rick Schissler, and I am a Silver Fox advisor who has over 40 years' experience as a serial entrepreneur. As a part of our show, I will offer some advice and encouragement on our monthly topic, and I will take your questions by email at rschissler@silverfox.org or call into the station at 936-647-3776. See you on the radio Monday at 11 a.m. for the weekly business hour.
SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County is a 501c3 all-volunteer-based rescue and adoption organization with a no-kill policy for healthy and adoptable animals. Our goals are fourfold: to rescue and rehabilitate homeless animals, to provide a safe haven for the animals until a suitable adoption or foster care home is found or until they are reunited with their owner, to educate the public about the great need to reduce pet population, which includes the importance of having their pets spayed and neutered, and to further the cause for humane and responsible pet ownership, and to provide a low-cost spay-neuter clinic for people who are unable to afford to spay or neuter their pets otherwise. SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County encourages you to think adoption first. You can contact us at www.spcaofmc.com.
Conroe now has another first, The Cindy Cochran Show, mornings at 10 a.m. on irlonestar.com.
At the pump, do you really see it? I mean, we should be like at $1, 30 or 25. I think that's what we should be at. But I did get gas at $1.05 a gallon the other day because of my price points at Kroger. I'm telling you, those things are so good. I love that, and I take pictures of it. I know people think I'm crazy, but I'm taking pictures of what what I'm paying because I can't believe it. It's amazing. So, but I want to travel back to Lubbock because the gas prices should be good. But they get real high, of course, right on the freeway on I-10 or I-20, and then when you get into Lubbock and you go to Murphy's, whatever that is, Murphy's, and boy, the prices are
the big
amazing.
gray building with the stripe on it.
Yeah. Those then it starts getting better, but I can't believe it's that low. And that's bad for us. I mean, it's bad for Houston because of, we need the oil. But anyway, speaking of oil, the Houston Texans played last night. And boy, I was there for the first half. I couldn't stay awake for the second half. And I called and told Jimmy the C. I said, okay, I'm going to be calling you this morning. And you got to tell me what happens after I went to sleep. And that's a service we want to try and provide here. Cindy Cochran Show. If you can't stay for the whole, whatever it is that happens Sunday Night Football or what the Texans are doing, Jimmy the C will be there for you. Good morning, Jimmy the C.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning? Are you happy? Okay, now I don't know.
God blessed me with another day, so I'm happy.
There you go. That's a good attitude. All right, so, it's all up to you. What do you have to say about the game last night? What happened after I went to sleep?
Well, the good news is the Texans are still in first place.
What? They didn't win.
Oh, yeah, they're still in first place.
But they didn't win last night. They couldn't have won. They were doing horrible when I went to sleep.
That's true. They didn't win, but they're still in first place because the Colts got blown out again.
Oh, yeah. Yay.
So
how embarrassing!
Nobody apparently wants to win the division, so someone's just going to have to just accidentally take the title because everybody keeps losing.
Well, poor JJ, I felt so bad for him. I can't believe he broke his left hand during training. How do they do that? I think that they would just put him in some kind of bubble and not let him get hurt at all. Why in the world he would get hurt in training? Good grief! But he did well for having a broken left hand, right?
Oh, yeah, he did well. The problem was, a week ago, the Patriots had key injuries, and you think, okay, these guys, they weren't sure whether that Gronkowski and Amendola were going to play, which would have been great for the Texans. The problem was those two guys wound up playing, so the Patriots were basically at full strength, and there's no shame in losing to the Super Bowl champions, but the Texans looked bad. They looked really bad.
Well, but in the second half... No, wait. Now, in the second quarter, what I watched, I was shocked that they were holding them like they did. I thought, oh, they made some really good plays. And then right at the end of it, I started feeling it going downhill from there, and I thought, well, probably it's a good time to go to sleep anyway. But didn't they do well in the beginning? Did you not think they did well in the beginning?
No, they didn't score it. They didn't even score a touchdown. The quarterback, Hoyer, I don't know how many times he got sacked last night. That poor guy was just getting thrown around. They were not blocking at all. The running game was pretty much non-existent. They couldn't do anything offensively. So,
do you think those guys are wanting to get him out of the way so they can put somebody else in there? You don't think there's a conspiracy or anything going on, do you, Jimmy?
I don't know what it is, but the only thing is you have 3 games left against our own division, which is so bad that the Texans could actually win those 3 games and take the division anyway.
There you
go. Wind up, if they get into the playoffs, at this rate against a decent team, they're going to get stomped.
Well,
he may get to go to the playoffs to get booted right out of it. So. I mean, I'd rather get a good draft pick and go after a quarterback than make the playoffs at this point. And just
that's the truth.
Them to go forward in the future.
Good point. But I just felt like, they had a meeting before without Hoyer there and say, look, this guy's got to go. He's killing us. We're just going to have to lay down and let the team try and take him. The other team take him out. That's all I could.
It's not even him. It's like they have injuries up front. Arian Foster. Towards the kill, he's out of here, so you don't have a solid running game. Then you have guys in the offensive line that have been in and out hurt, so you don't have quality guys up front that are blocking. And then your quarterback is a quarterback who no one else in the league wants to start anyway. So that's on the coach. He can pick these quarterbacks. It's on him. It's his decision.
Yeah, and somebody needs to be training him what to do with his face after different things happen. Oh my word! They cut to him because they know he's going to get this screwed up look on his face, going, "What are you doing out there?" And
he just like has that "my dog died" face going the whole time.
Yeah, they need a little more poker faces out there than what he's showing at all. But anyway, I kept feeling like when they had started the halftime show and they were talking about the injuries that keep happening to the Patriots, like there were people that were still being hurt. Didn't they get hurt in the first part of the game last night? People that a couple of the Patriots, or no?
I'm not sure, but the guys who needed to get hurt didn't, like Tom Brady. That would have helped if he got hurt.
It was so bad. That's so bad. Well, you just can't hurt his hair, though. That's the thing. Is that they've got some pictures of him, like when he takes off his helmet, and the back of his hair is, I don't know what they're using on the back of it, but it's sticking like straight up like a rooster. It's just weird. But he still looks cute, and especially in his uniform. But Jimmy,
those are things I don't notice. But thanks for sharing.
See, okay, Jimmy, U of H. I did not. They played the Peach Bowl.
In the Peach Bowl against Florida State. It's either New Year's Day or
okay, so it hadn't happened yet. Okay, I felt bad. I felt so disloyal, like I didn't watch. Okay, good. So anyway, we're done. You get to go back to sleep now, and it's. Poor baby, he has to work all night and stay up and talk to us. So thank you, Jimmy. Thank you so much for sharing that and getting me caught up. And what was the final score?
The Texans lost. That was the final score.
It was 20. What was it?
They lost like 27-6.
Oh, so they never.
Something like that.
Oh man, so they never got anything else. Just 2 field goals is all they got.
Yep,
Oh man.
That's all they got.
Oh, that's okay, but they're number one. They're still first.
They're still
place.
tied for first.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
Okay, Jimmy, have a great week, and we will talk to you next Monday. All right?
All righty, and they play the Colts next week, so if they win, they'll actually have first place by themselves.
There you go. Okay, we'll be looking forward to that. Thank you, Jimmy the C. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, coming up, Lieutenant Bob Berry's going to be in the spotlight, and we're going to talk about how the Conroe Police Department, how we locally are training our officers for an active shooter that might happen somewhere, and what they have to go through to make sure they can try and keep us safe. What do you think it's going to take? Okay, guys, if you want to call in, call us, 936-647-3776 if you've got some questions for Lieutenant Bob. But that's what we're going to talk about next, so we'll be right back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Don't go away.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
Hi, this is BJ Orner from Montgomery County Performing Arts Society. I'm here to remind you to get your tickets now for all the upcoming events that McPass has to offer. All shows will be held at the beautiful Crichton Theater in downtown Conroe. Call 936-441-7469 for your tickets today, or go to our website, www.mcpass.org, for more information. Hope to see you at the show.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. Through our Operation School Bell program, we have provided new clothes to over 50,000 students in our county. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe, or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Tune in every Sunday night right here on Lone Star Internet Radio for adventure, romance, thrills, chills, and everything vintage radio drama can bring. The Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour comes to you every Sunday at 7 p.m. with brand new episodes monthly. Our productions always feature actors, music, and sound effects performed completely live. And now you can enjoy seeing each new episode performed on stage at the Owen Theater in Conroe. Check out www.irlonestar.com for information about upcoming episodes. Relive the glory days of vintage radio drama right here with the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour on Lone Star Internet Radio.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
Hello, Montgomery County. I'm Rachel Baldwin with Special Olympics Texas, Area 6. Are you a fan of courage? Are you a fan of determination? Are you a fan of acceptance, grace, and skill? Then you're already a fan of Special Olympics. Make it official. Volunteer, coach, and/or compete and be a fan of dignity and acceptance. The dedication of our Special Olympics Texas volunteers provides mainstreaming experiences for athletes with intellectual disabilities. You will touch the heart of another person, and it will move you in a meaningful way that lifts the spirit. Please visit the Heart of East Texas Area 6 webpage at www.SOTX.org. Also, like us on Facebook to be a fan and be part of Special Olympics Texas.
The Cindy Cochran Show, real reality radio.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. It is Monday, and of course Monday means that we have Lieutenant Bob Berry with us. We just spoke to Jimmy the C, and that means Monday as well. But we're saving him for last because we want to talk about all you've heard, been inundated with, immersed in, is these active shooters that have, the ones that are radicalized, and they have there's no paper trail for the police to even say, hey, this person, we need to call this person because look at all the things that they've done. We probably need to say something to them. And they just didn't have any of that data to go by. And so they go into this place, start shooting it up, and the police were amazing how fast they responded and kept it from being even more carnage. And then they were able to get the bad guys as well. And so, but there has to be some kind of plan, some kind of strategy that they have to go through, and especially, things that have happened, they have to go to school on that and see what they can do to improve that. So I asked Lieutenant Bob to explain what kind of training is happening for the officers here, that if they get that call that say, that somebody's under the table somewhere and says, we've got an active shooter, or whatever they say, somebody's shooting everybody, get here. What happens at that point, and what kind of training have you had up to then to know what to do?
In the last couple of years, we have actually been training and getting all of our officers and other agencies as well. It's almost a nationwide thing. And so when we start looking into this training, we're not the only place. The city of Conroe is not the only place that might have this. These things are so big that we have to have the county, the constables, whatever law enforcement agencies that are available will all come in.
But you're all talking to each other.
And we're talking, but what happens is one agency might be sending a crowd over to one side of a building and we're on the other side of the building, or we get together and might be two of our units and two of the county or whatever. And so what happens, we have to be on the same page
right
as we go in. So the training is not only just for an agency by itself, but also to learn how to deal with other agencies. Sometimes we don't have the same tactical training that we have. So what we try to do is make sure that it's all the same.
What about gear? Do y'all share gear and stuff, or does everybody have the same?
Most agencies have the equipment. We can help. We may have some things that we can do that other people don't. Of course, we'll have that as well. We have some vehicles and things like that
but I've heard
that will help us.
I've heard that the government has started, taking back some of the military type tactical gear that you guys have, and that has kind of upset some sheriff's departments that they're starting to take that back because they need that because of what's happening. Like, why would you take it back now?
Well, at the time, for a long time, a lot of agencies were getting surplus vehicles and things, armored, I guess you would say. And then after a while, there was a deal that came through that said, okay, well, this is just, kind of splurging. The agencies don't need this and that kind of thing. So they drew back that equipment. And so the government thought that we were just trying to, try to get something for free. And
we need a big tank just for fun.
We need a tank. Yeah. No, it's more like armored vehicles.
Right.
Like Humvees and things like that.
Right.
So what they're saying now is, I wish we had those. And now the government's saying, okay. And so it's kind of it's kind of pulling back and forth now.
Sure.
And so the government's saying, well, maybe they do need this kind of stuff.
Of course.
We never know when something like this is going to happen.
I mean, you see it in places where they go like, what? San Bernardino, California? What?
Exactly.
What happened there? And it can happen anywhere. We know that they're here and they've infiltrated the United States. And it's not like anyone needs to panic in that sense that it's like they've got a big army being hid underground somewhere. But we do know that we have to be so vigilant and that you guys have to be trained. But how do you train for something like that is the unknown? And do you do drills or things like that?
Yes. Most agencies have even small agencies have a SWAT team or a specialty team to go in and do things with that. Most officers, though, if you look back at San Bernardino, there was San Bernardino, there was L.A., there was the county, the city. I mean, all these agencies came in and around. And if you look at the time that this was going on, there were all kinds of uniforms out there. Also, state police and everything else with the same training. And that's what we're doing here locally as well, is we're trying to make everybody on the same page. How we enter a building, how we do this, how we split, how we check these buildings, the rooms, and that sort of thing, and what to look for. And there's also a lot of training on actually we call simunitions. It's like bullets, but it's not. If you get shot with that, it's going to hurt you. It could be kind of like a wasp stinging you. And so we do that kind of training to let us know, no, you did this the wrong way because.
Oh, so you could get shot with these bullets
if you don't do it right. Yeah.
Yikes!
And we train that way. Yeah. And so we know what to look for. And so theoretically, if you had a team of 5 people, you could have one or two people, officers going in and looking at these rooms and this sort of thing. You would have somebody that's watching the front, somebody that's watching the back. Right. And how we do that's the kind of training that we're doing. And it's not just for us; it's for almost always nationwide. Have you
ever engaged with a school and said, we want to do this and we want to do a drill and we want the kids to see what would happen, the teachers know what's going to happen and that kind of thing? Do you ever do that and use citizens with that?
Yes.
Do they not know it?
We actually do that, and we actually use schools, for example, as an example of that.
That's great.
We have used some of those. We've also worked with the school district police agencies that we have. They know more about the building than what we do.
Exactly.
So we want them in there with us.
Sure.
And there's a whole different thing now that we have to look at, and that is, depending on a store or a school or whatever, they have their policies about this kind of a situation, and they may not be what we're looking for. And so we have to kind of work with that, because school district people may do things differently.
Man, that needs to be like, I think, a meeting immediately with that school board and say, shut up and listen to what we're going to have to do and what you guys got to get in line for, because we have to make sure these kids are protected.
There are some schools that they'll actually say, okay, if we have this alarm and we got all this active shooter going in there, they lock the doors, turn off the lights, lay down on the floor, that kind of thing. And they also have other things that they do as well. So the biggest part that we have, though, is there's 2 different sections. You have the police, and then you have the public, and also throw in school districts as well. You have to have the people that know what they need to do.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Don't you train? Don't you have the principal down to the guy that cleans the place? That you have all those people well trained, know exactly what they need to do. Shouldn't we be training them as well?
They should, and they should have a mindset. Even the officers are trained as a mindset of what to do in that situation. Let's say, for example, and you're in a, just like San Bernardino, the same thing. If they're trained, there's 3 things that you can do. You can run, you can hide, or you can fight.
Right.
Kind of like at 9/11, it was the airplane.
Right.
93. Let's roll.
Yeah,
they knew that they were going to die. They knew that they were falling. You knew they wasn't going to be happy. So let's just go ahead and get this done.
Well, and the mindset, like, even Ben Carson, who the presidential candidate, that was talking about the ISIS team that went in and was asking people, are you a Christian? And if you're not a Christian, they shoot them. And he said, I wouldn't have stood there and said that. I would have rushed him. And I would tell the guys, let's rush him, because one person's going to get killed, but all of us could be killed. And get that mindset. And you know, because now everybody knows, like, play dead. Everybody just lays down and plays dead. And these guys are starting to figure it out too. So they're just shooting everybody, even if they think you're dead. But to have something that you're programmed to react to is going to be the best thing, don't you think?
You have to have that mindset.
Right.
You know, if you're not physically able, or if you're not, I'll say mentally adapt to be able to fight that,
right?
What are you going to do? Are you going to run? Well, if you're in an airplane, you can't run.
Right.
You don't have a choice. And so you can run, you can hide, or you can fight. Now, of course, on our end of it, we have to fight.
That's right. You go
we
in
can't
while
say,
everybody's running
out. I think I'll pass on this one.
Yeah.
We don't have that choice.
Not feeling it today.
So we really need to know how to do that.
Well, that's why we respect you guys so much, Bob, and everybody, all the first responders and EMTs, everybody that has to go through this, that puts their life on the line every single day. Bob is in here talking to us and giving us information, but when he walks outside, he's an officer, and you don't know what's going to happen. We just pray for his safety and all that, but he still goes out there and he still puts himself out there, and all the guys do that. We admire you so much for that.
Well, thank you. I worked over the weekend at night.
Oh,
doing an afternoon and night shift. And I do traffic stops. I do everything that everybody else does.
Right.
And so we're right there, even though we're upper level, or you may call it, or whatever. But we still have to do the same thing.
Well, we're going to a break right now, Bob, and I'm going to ask you when we come back about people coming up to you and asking. I know people are afraid now, and you've had a lot of comments, and so we're going to talk about that when we get right back from break. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. Don't go away. We got lots more.
The Cindy Cochran Show, real reality radio.
Are you interested in learning more about preparing quick, healthy, and safe meals for your family? Would you like to spend time with others learning tips and tricks, along with practicing and tasting nutritious food? If so, the On the Road to Healthy Living Mobile Cooking School is for you. Call Amy Ressler at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service at 936-539-7825 to find a class near you, or volunteer to host a class.
Hello, I'm Bonita DeRosa, Animal Control Officer for the City of Willis. We invite you to tune in to Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. for the Willis Hour. On the first Thursday of the month, the Willis Hour will be covering upcoming events and news about the city. Join in the conversation with your city officials and other leaders in the community. On the third, we will be doing a recap of the last City Council meeting. The mission of the City of Willis is to provide high-quality services, accountability, and professional commitment to our citizens. We pledge to provide those who live, work, and visit our city an effective government that is open and responsive to the needs and values of the community. Again, we invite you to tune in on Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 for the Willis Hour.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
The East Texas Dream Center is in need of your help. We are a nonprofit Christian organization that houses women and children who are trying to get their lives back after being homeless, abused, or addicted. We are conveniently located at 301 South 1st Street, Conroe, Texas, 77301, right here in Montgomery County. Our needs are financial, and every needs of gasoline, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, Lysol, and whatever else God puts in your heart. To help our ladies and children, please consider a donation. You may visit our website at www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Again, so you don't forget, it's www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Donations are tax deductible. Remember what Jesus said, with God, nothing is impossible.
The Cindy Cochran Show. Even if these walls could talk, they couldn't get a word in edgewise.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for listening. We've had a great show, very informative and fun. I mean, that's, if we could put those two together, that'll be great. And coming up right after me is the Weekly Business Hour with Rick Schissler. Love Rick Schissler. The Weekly Business Hour, is special guest is Dick Hindy and Jerry Pollio. Okay. Pollio. I'm just going to start spelling names. I can't do it. So anyway, if you have questions, you can call and talk to them as well. We always want you to call 936-647-3776. So we were talking to Mr. Bob, Lieutenant Bob Berry, about how the Conroe Police Department has been for the past 2 years training and getting up to speed on things that they need to be doing for these random lone wolves or whatever. These guys that, like the guy that was at Lone Star College, was going through the halls and stabbing people. You just don't know what's going to happen. And just as I got out of the car, they talked about another Texas college has had, a guy with a hatchet. And I don't know what all happened with that. Did you hear about that?
I haven't heard this one.
Yeah, they just announced it. So anyway, those things going on, and we talked about the training they've had, but I was going to ask him about what he feels like the temperature of the public is, because he's out there and they find out that he's a police officer and all that, what they've kind of been saying to you. What's the pulse that you're feeling right now of the public?
Well, despite all the recent, or now not so recent, but the things that were going on with the police, there are a lot more people now that are saying, okay, yeah, the police are great guys. Yeah. And
fair weather.
I think that a lot of them now are awake after this. After San Bernardino now, it is really awakened people, and they're wanting to know, what can we do? What
Right.
should we do? What should we the first thing is, what do we look like? What do we see? Is it something that's suspicious? Is there something that looks weird? And what do we do?
Yeah,
and so
we need to be trained as well, because you're
Yes.
right. When somebody says, if you see something, say something. Well, I see a lot of things, but I'm not trained. Am I seeing something that I should be saying something? Now, the guy, the apartment dweller that was near this and saw these things happening, yeah, in hindsight, of course, everybody's going to jump on him. But we get afraid, to say, okay, this package has been sitting here for a while and nobody's around it. Should I go tell someone or whatever? And it's just, we are afraid as citizens to look stupid or whatever.
Be awake. And we had a case just maybe a couple of months ago, where a guy had gone into the big building with the stripe on it out there, and
yes,
had left a backpack in one of the next to the checker. And so actually we ended up doing a true bomb investigation.
Yeah.
On it. And so we're taking it very serious.
It's so good to know you guys are aware, and everybody else has to be aware, and you have to protect yourself. More and more people are saying, make sure you protect yourself. If you want to be a gun carrying guy, then you go take the lessons and learn how to do that and be properly trained for that as well, so that you know what to do with it. We're just about at the end of our program, and we will be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So even through Star Wars, we'll probably be here. So you guys stay with us. Remember, we love you. God loves you more, and He's got this. And so make somebody happy and be happier. You're listening to Cindy Cochran Show. We'll be back tomorrow, and check our Facebook, The Cindy Cochran Show, and see what's going to happen. Bye-bye.
You're about to listen to the Weekly Business Hour podcast. I am Rick Schissler, Silver Fox Advisor, your host for the show. The show is broadcast live each Monday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on irlonestar.com. You can reach me on my Facebook page, The Weekly Business Hour, or by email, at rick@irlonestar.com. The Weekly Business Hour is sponsored by Patricia Cooper Insurance Agency, Taylorized PR, Schoolie Mitchell with Jerry Polio, and the Silver Fox Advisors. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy the program.